live? Are we on? All right, guys, welcome back. We're at Joe's. This is the final meet of the year. We're here with Mick.
How you going, Chris?
Mate, I've heard you're a bit of a legend in the Mexico routes.
Oh, a long time ago. last century.
Last century, is it?
Century, yeah. We say 2 decades.
Before I even knew what turbos was, I imagine.
Yeah, true. Early days.
I was born in the 90s, so yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah.
Now, you brought along pretty cranky-looking little Datsun 1600, haven't you?
Yeah, it's all right. It's not that cranky, but it's not too bad.
Now, tell me about this thing. Is this something that you've had for a while, or is it a pretty recent build? What is it?
This particular one I've had probably 5 or 6 years. It was to replace a car I crashed at the track.
Right.
In about 2016, I think it was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I had a big off at the track and sort of wrecked the car pretty bad.
Were you all right?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I walked away.
Okay, good.
Happened at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I watched the rest of the racing and left at 10 o'clock that night.
Okay.
So.
It wasn't too bad, but the car was pretty badly hurt.
Yeah, car was pretty bad, mate. Okay. Yeah. So,
any other running gear from that ended up in here?
Yeah, running gear has basically converter back is all the old car.
Yep.
So box, tail shaft, diff, axles, and things like that.
Now you were saying this is a 69 model?
Yeah. Yep.
So tell me about this. Like, what have you done, Fred? Like, apart from what seems to be pretty much everything, apart from the body.
Yeah, mate.
You've done pretty much everything else you can.
The car hasn't had a full respray yet or anything like that, but since I've had it, I've had everything off, except for probably the guards and the doors. Everything else has been every bit of suspension, every component.
Tell me about the motor. What is it? It doesn't look like an SR. It doesn't look like anything I should recognise.
It's a KA24, which is out of a D22 Navara Ute. That particular one is a Nissan Largo van engine. Totally stock standard, and it makes 440 through the auto.
What do you mean that's stock?
Dead stock. There is.
Really?
I've just bolted a Falcon turbo on it.
You're kidding.
And it makes 440. Been making that for a year. Scott Hoffman tuned it.
So are these just renowned to be pretty tough motors, or?
In America, they don't have the 200SX, so they don't have the SR20s. They're called a 240 SX.
So they play around with these?
Well, they non-turbo. They don't come turboed in anything. So it's an Atmo engine that I've bolted the turbo on. It makes 440 on pretty moderate boost. And
so you said unopened though, like
nothing, cams, no studs, no bearings,
head gaskets,
nothing.
What?
Nothing.
And it handles the boost.
Yes. Yeah.
Look at it smile by your face. Obviously it does.
Yeah, it's hanging in there, mate. It's great. I've been making 440 for over a year. So
wow. So obviously
winter, so it was great.
Yeah, I did see you at Caralban in winter. Yeah. So obviously custom manifold, custom exhaust.
Yep. Yeah, the actual exhaust manifold is off my old SR20.
Oh, cool.
I just put a KA24 header flange on it, and so it's sort of
the same distance.
Port spacings are the same. So yeah, a lot of things I've sort of learnt that you can do that way.
So for this to work, you kind of had to know what you were doing too, right?
Oh, a bit of research, play around and measure things and whatever. So,
box and diff, what's the setup?
Trimatic diff, built by Gear Talkie many years ago. It's been a great box. TCE converter. Diff is a R200 long nose, but I've put a R32 GDR center in it.
Oh wow, okay.
I've used the R32 GDR inner stub axles because they're a bigger diameter.
Okay.
That's half the reason why I put the 32 GDR center. And then I've used 32 GDR axles, which I've cut and shut. So they fit in this.
Okay. So a lot of this that you've put together comes from a lot of experience and time. Like this is everything you're saying right now doesn't come just from slapping shit together. No. This is what you've mucked around with different things, and now you know what works.
Yeah, most of this has come from the old car though, so I've learned.
And you've had that. You knew it worked
because I used to race regularly at the track every month. I'd be at the track racing, and
And is this a quarter-mile car? Is it going down a quarter-mile before?
I've only raced at Caralban. Haven't been back to the track in this one yet.
Yeah, okay.
So, it's hard. The old car went 9.4. That was about 10 years ago now.
Yeah. The setup here would probably be a little bit more refined, wouldn't it, by now?
It'd still run a 10
with
a stock engine. So
and it's still full interior too, though, isn't it?
Yeah, mate.
Even with the kids in the back.
Yeah, mate, yeah. So...
No, this thing's awesome, man. And the world wheels and everything. Actually, it looks like it's a pretty looking car. Like overall, you've actually made it look really nice. I like the halos too. They look good.
Yeah, cheers.
Well, mate, overall, this thing's fantastic, dude. And I vaguely remember seeing it at Caralban. unfortunately, I didn't know much about it, so I wasn't paying attention. But bit of a sleeper.
Yeah, it's very unassuming, like, but it goes all right.
Well, dude, thank you so much for bringing it out. It's an awesome build, really interesting, and it's great to know that you've put so much of your time and knowledge into this, and it's great to see it's still working. Well done.
All right, cheers.
Pleasure to meet you, Mick.
All right, see ya.
Thanks for watching, guys.